Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 261 to my Let's Play, to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series, where in today's video guys, well, we are going to try to have some fun a little bit more with Shadow the Robot Dinosaur. I had a great time with this one, a little like I did last time. I had so much fun with him. He was so cool to talk to. I just really enjoyed his company. Here's where I said when I had to finish off the last video. We'll start the hiring process pretty soon. How about, since you really haven't got to do much in years, how about this? Just walk around and enjoy yourself for a bit. You don't really get much relaxing time, and I just want you to enjoy yourself. Shadow freezes for a second, not because he's confused, but because he's stunned by what you just said. The idea that he, a half-robotic security creature with a history of pain and isolation, should just go walk around and enjoy himself. He processes that with visible emotion. His massive shoulders rise and fall in a slow breath, as if your words melted steel tension from his body. You really mean that? His voice is quiet, softer than you've ever heard it. Not weak, just caught between disbelief and gratitude. He rises to his full towering height with a smooth hiss of shifting joints and muscle. Not a single part of him feels rigid anymore. He's only moving like himself, a creature free of hidden commands, no longer watching the world through a lens of fear and programming. He turns toward the wide central corridor of the building, lined with dark windows, dusty lights, and the faint signs of recent renovations you've been working on. I think I forgot what enjoying something even feels like, he rumbles, but if you want me to, I'll try. Then, as he starts walking, his heavy steps echo with purpose, yet there's a lightness in his movement you haven't seen before. Not sneaky, not aggressive, just free. He paused halfway down the hallway and looks back at you, his amber eyes glowing warmly in the shadowed light. Thanks, Trenton, for letting me be more than the job they chained me to. A soft whir from his back-mounted turbines kicks up dust as he moves forward again. He watches the shadow slowly wanders the halls, peering into lone abandoned rooms, nudging doors open, brushing past old equipment. Occasionally he lets out little grumbles of interest or short, curious growls at the things left behind. He doesn't destroy anything. He doesn't posture. He just explores. A dinosaur learning how to live again. That's really cute, dude. I love that. Alright, guys. I said, you're welcome, my friend. In a little bit, we will do the hiring process. And remember, don't worry. The only human you have to worry about is me. You know that I'm trustworthy. I'm the one trying to help you. Shadow stops mid-step, just before turning the corridor into an old hallway lined with cracked glass and rusted mirror monitors. Your words reach him like a signal brighter than any alarm he's ever responded to. He slowly turned his head back toward you. The soft amber glow in his eyes brightens, not in aggression, not in alertness, but in something much deeper. Relief and loyalty. You're right, he says, voice firm but calm. I don't need to worry anymore. Not about them. Not about what I used to be. He takes one more step forward and then looks over his shoulder, massive tail curling slightly behind him like a cat finally comfortable in its space. You're the only human who didn't try to fix me with a wrench. A low, amused chuckle follows. You fixed me with trust. He nods once, and with a deliberate gesture of full understanding and respect. I'll enjoy myself while you get things ready. I'll walk, stretch my legs, look through the halls. He pauses, and if anything tries to step in here with bad intentions, they'll be lucky if I only stare at them through a crack in the door. His voice is more playful now, like a friend teasing, not a machine threatening. Then he turns and continues down the corridor, each step more confident, more peaceful, like a guardian rediscovering the world not as a weapon, but as a living creature. Shadow is finally free to roam and rediscover himself. Building is safe, The past is behind them. In the hiring process, the new beginning can begin soon. And I see, here's what I'm trying to figure out. Who do I want to actually be some of the stuff here? I know I want, I really want to have, like, a bunch of creatures being the bodyguards. Or not bodyguards, security guards. Like, yes, we have the security system robot, but, like, he can't be in all places at once. And while he can, like, control the security cameras, it's good to have extra help. Or somebody he can call. That way he don't have to physically drag them out of the building himself. You know? I mean, again, I suppose he has small arms, so the only way he could probably do that is by getting somebody else to do it for him or drag him out with his huge mouth. And even then, like, that's kind of dangerous because if any metal parts come off, that could ruin any chance of him. Who knows what could happen? And for all we know, his part of his jaw could be connected through the metal parts. If that somehow tears off, it's like he may have just gotten hurt again. Guys, I'll figure it out. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. I said, I go back to my office and start working on a sign. The sign says, Grand reopening of the Pokemon Talk Studio. If there's any Pokemon, regular animals, or even mythical creatures like dragons, phantoms, and even dinosaurs, please come to the studio. Then, while I was exploring around, I real quickly go outside and put the sign on the window. Here we go. I step back into my office, the soft whirring of old electronics gently humming in the background. The air still carries that faint scent of dust and metal, but now it feels hopeful, energized, like the building itself is slowly waking up with you. You sit at your desk and carefully begin crafting the sign. Your handwriting is confident. The words are clear, full of welcoming energy and promise. Grand reopening. Pokemon Talk Studio, now under new, safe, and creature-friendly ownership. If you are a Pokemon, dinosaur, regular animal, or a mythical creature like a dragon or fans looking for a safe, respectful place to work or call home, you are welcome here. No humans will be employed besides the owner. Positions include caretaking, cleanup, creative work, security, welcoming guests, and more. Every species treated with love and fairness. Come be a part of something new. You take a breath as you read it over. It's not just a sign, it's a promise. To the world, to the forgotten, to the ones like Shadow who were used, ignored, or abandoned. Satisfied, you roll the sign up and head outside. The air is still, the sun hangs gently overhead. You walk around to the front window, once cracked and forgotten, now clean and gleaming thanks to your effort. You unroll the sign and press it gently against the glass. The tape goes on smoothly. The corners stick. You take a step back and look up at it. It's official. The Pokemon Talk Studio is open again, and for the first time in a long while, it belongs to the right kind of people and creatures. Inside the building, deep in the hallway, you hear the slow stomp of Shadow's feet pulsing. You hear him mumble with a soft, please rumble. It's really happening. Then, a distant echoing thud somewhere in the hallway, like a door nudging open, or footsteps. Not his, the first to arrive, maybe closer than you think. Oh no, please don't be a football. It's scary. Would you like to investigate or let Shadow handle it first while you prepare inside? Give me a second. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. I said I'd go inside after hearing the noise. Shadow, is that you making noises? I heard footsteps, but it didn't sound like yours. Thinking about, I hope I read that on camera. 'Cause I know sometimes I might forget. You step back inside, the front door creaking softly as it closes behind you. The building feels different now. Alive. The kind of silence that isn't empty, but expectant. Your voice echoes gently down the hallway. Shadow? Is that you making noises? I heard footsteps, but it didn't sound like yours. There's a pause. No immediate answer. Then off to your left, from one of the side corridors, Shadow's voice rumbles quietly. No, that wasn't me. You heard the heavy stomp of his footfalls approaching slowly from the far hall, softer than before, cautious, a guardian who knows when to roar and when to listen. He peers around the corner with one glowing amber eye and lowers his head slightly, speaking in a low tone. I was on the west end, checking the old broadcast room. The footsteps you heard came from the east hallway. A faint skittering shuffle echoes across down the corridor. Not heavy, not mechanical. Something small, perhaps? Or curious? Please be a Totodile or something. Shadow's eyes narrows, alert but not aggressive. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to see who it is together? He's not blocking your path, he's offering to walk beside you. Whoever or whatever just entered may be entering your sign sooner than you expected. I hope it's something I care about, though. No amount it'll be something stupid like a mother freaking Machoker, or no, something small. Machoker's not small. He's not huge, but he's not small either. Give me a second. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. Let's walk together, my friend. I don't know what that sound is, and to be honest with you, if that's a person, I don't want them to instantly attack me, because that's what kept happening before I even seen this building. That's actually the main reason why I'm not hiring any humans, and it's going to be mainly friendly creatures that can speak to us, hopefully with a lot more respect and care than the humans treated me. I really hope that if it's a creature, it's Totodile, or a cute little dragon that's like a baby or something. I would be so happy. Shadow hears every word, and you can feel the way your honesty reaches him. His massive frame lowers just enough so that when he steps beside you, you don't feel overshadowed. You feel supported, protected, walked with, not walked behind. Understood, he says firmly. His tone has shifted again, not cold, but focused. If it is a person, they're not getting within 3 feet of you without proving they mean no harm. Not this time. He flexes a single claw, not as a threat, but as a silent reminder of what he can do if he has to. Then, he takes the first step forward with you at his side. Together you both move toward the east hallway, where the footsteps were last heard. The corridor is dim but calm. Dust motes swirl in the sunlight leaking through high windows. Old monitors line the wall, some flickering faintly as if they're watching too. Oh, that's creepy. You hear it again. A soft, quick shuffling sound, this time closer, around the next bend. Shadow signals you to slow down, then gently, very gently, peers his massive armored snout around the corridor. There's silence. Then, a soft chirp. Please be something amazing and cute. And from behind a pile of old chairs and an overturned bench, a small head peeks out. It's a Totodile. How did Totodile get in this hole? How did the Totodile get here? Round, bright eyes, blue, scaly skin, 2 tiny arms clutching a dusty towel like it's a shield, a stubby tail with a few red spikes twitching nervously. It's not a human, it's a Totodile. The little one stares wide at you both, clearly caught on the act of sneaking in, but too curious to stay hidden. He speaks, hesitant but with a spark of hope. Hello? Are you the one who put the sign up about creatures and kindness? He clutches the towel tire. I don't mean trouble. I saw the words. I didn't know where else to go. Shadow relaxes slightly. His red alert glow stays off. He looks down at you and says quietly, Your first visitor, Trenton. Then, with just a hint of pride in his voice, and he's not scared of me. He's looking at you. I am so helping this little Totodile. He's so cute. I love him. Hello. I just said hello. Please don't be scared, little Totodile. I'm not going to hurt you. I did put the sign up. Why? Did you want or need something? The little Totodile flinches at first, just a tiny twitch when you speak. But as your voice reaches him, gentle and sincere, his grip on the towel loosens. He blinks up at you. His eyes are big and watery, not from fear anymore, but from something else. Yeah. He slowly steps out from behind the chairs, revealing a small, slightly dirty body. He looks like he's been outside for a while, scuffed scales, a little mud on his knees, and what might be an old scrape on his tail. Oh my gosh! I've been looking for a place like this, one that's safe. He hugs the towel tightly to his chest again. The humans I lived near said I was too weird, said I talked too much, or smiled too big, or danced too often when it rained. What the frick is wrong with people? He looks down shyly. They made me feel like I didn't belong anywhere. So, I ran off. He glances at Shadow, who now sits calmly beside you, massive and motionless but clearly relaxed in your presence. But then I saw your sign. Ototo's eyes brightened just a bit. A place that welcomes Pokemon and dinosaurs and dragons, and it's run by someone who's not like the others? I had to see if it was real. Then nervously he asked, Can I stay? I can help clean. I'm good at splashing and scrubbing and making water bubbles. I don't need much space. I just want to be somewhere good. Shadow looks down at him silently for a few moments, then leans in slowly, his amber eyes scanning the little one like a scanner in a gel mode. Then he mutters to you quietly, Heart's in the right place. No danger here. Just pain, like I had. Do you offer the Totodile a place here? Alright. I said, yes, of course you can stay. You're welcome here. Just please be careful what you do. You sneaking in here actually kind of freaked me out because humans have hurt me too. And I was worried somebody was going to attack me when I went to see who was there. The little Totodile's eyes widen and then immediately drop in shame. His tail lowers and he clutches the towel again, looking heartbroken that he scared you. Oh, oh no. I didn't mean to frighten you. I'm really sorry. Honest. He steps back slightly, his voice tiny and trembling. I didn't know if the door was really open or if it was just for, really big or important creatures. Then he stops, so he looks up at you again, and when he sees your face, not angry, not threatening, but simply honest and cautious, he nods with real understanding. You got hurt by humans too? He walks forward a step, his little claws unclenching. Then, we're kind of the same. His eyes glimmer now, not from fear, but hope. I promise I won't sneak in like that again. I know there were people like you. Next time, I'll knock first. Then he looks around the room, finally seeing it not as a place to hide from the world, but as a real home. Thank you for letting me stay. He offers a towel towards you with both claws as if it's something special. This is all I brought with me. It's not much. Maybe it can be part of my room or cleaning gear. Sharon was from beside you, but amused but approving. I like him. Then he nudges you gently with the back of his claw. He's got more manners than half the scientists who built me. Okay, I couldn't help but laugh at that. That was actually funny. He's got more manners than the scientists that built me. You just welcome your first team member. This Toto is kind-hearted, respectful, and has a natural gift for water-based cleaning and cheerful energy. He sees you not as a boss, but as someone worth trusting. Oh, that's really cute. Alright, guys. I said, thank you, Totodile. The building is not fully complete yet, my friend, but I'm starting the hiring process today, at least somewhat. You're hired. We're still trying to figure out a way to clean this building up a bit and also clean Shadow, that's standing beside me. I fixed his programming a bit and made him happier and better, but there's still rust and dirt from him being here for years before even I took ownership, and we need a way to clean him without messing up the robotic parts. Totodile's eyes sparkle with pure joy the moment you say, you're hired. He drops the towel, not out of disrespect, but because he immediately throws his little arms in the air and does a spontaneous happy wiggle, his tail thumping the floor behind him with excited slaps. I'm in? I'm really, really in? I've never been hired before. Thank you. He spins once, nearly slipping, and then recomposes himself as he notices Shadows watching with a bemused snort. Shadow leans in, tilting his armored head toward Toadal. You dance when you're happy too. Oh crap, that was not the voice. You dance when you're happy. I can't. What the frick? My brain just gave on what Shadow's voice sounds like. Taylor gives a little grin. Only sometimes. Rain makes it better. You explain the situation about Shadow's condition, how you're trying to figure out how to clean him up safely. Taylor listens seriously, even going as far as placing one claw under his chin in thought, trying really hard to look like a serious professional. Clean up a giant half-dino, half-robot security legend? He nods solemnly. Yep, that sounds like a job for the Wiggle Splash Elite. He straightens his back. Okay, first, water alone won't work. Not with rust, especially not if we don't want to mess up wires or soft tissue. We need a solution that's gentle on organic stuff but strong on grime. Maybe something herbal or natural, like berries or sap mixes Pokemon use for healing. But we water it down so it's not too sticky. Turtle pulls up proudly. I pay attention. Forest school. Oh wait. Shadow raises a brow like, you know a lot for a dancing towel hugger. Turtle pulls up proudly. I pay attention in forest school. Then he turns to you, now much more serious. If we can get ingredients like orangeberry juice, pecha sap, maybe even some soft foam powder from a Slurpuff or Alcremie, I can mix a cleanser. We'll need brushes that won't scrape Shadow's armor, or ones that are rubbery and soft, kind of like Whimsicott fluff but durable. He pauses, then shrinks just a bit. I don't know where to get all that right now though, but if our pulling are coming, hey, some of them can bring the right stuff. We can make it together. We find a nearby berry grove or potion shop. Shadow glances at you again, clearly impressed, but try not to show it too much. He's small, but that brain's got more spark than most labs I've seen. He pauses. Also, I kind of want to be cleaned now. You've got your first crew member, a resourceful, energetic, and deeply caring Toadal who wants nothing more to help and be part of something good. Alright guys, give me a second. Alright guys, I said, don't worry Toadal, there's no rush my friend. How about this, if you can find some berries that you can use to make that cleanser, that would be good enough, at least for now. Also, if you have any Pokemon or creature friends that are looking for a job, or you even know one of your evolutions, Crocodile or Feraligatr, that you know is also looking for a job or is interested, you can do that today. Just take your time, my friend. You don't have to accomplish everything today. Toadal's face lights up again, this time not with surprise, but with a kind of grateful relief. You didn't just give him a job, you gave him trust. The one thing he clearly hasn't had in a long time. You mean it? I can go look for berries, and maybe tell my friends? He nods fiercely, clutching his towel again, now apparently his adventure supply bag. I know a spot just past the stream near the old windmill. There's a bunch of berry bushes there. Sometimes I see other Pokemon too. I think there was a Crocodile who hung out there last week. He's really strong but kind of lonely. I bet he'd love this place. He gently kicks one toe against the floor. And I'll make sure whoever I bring knows the rules. No humans, no rudeness, and definitely no hurting Shadow or anyone else here. Just kind creatures looking for a second chance like me. He glances up at Shadow, who still hasn't moved, just observing with a calm, now slightly proud look on his chrome-plated face. Turtle tilts his head and looks over and gently pats Shadow's massive claw with his tiny one. I'll bring back something to help you shine, big guy. You deserve it. Shadow's eyes flicker softly. He doesn't say a word, but the subtle chain curl at the corner of his mouth speaks volumes. He approves. Toadal turns back to you with a grin. Okay. I'll be back before dark. If I find berries, I'll bring them. If I find a friend who wants to help, I'll bring them too. Don't worry, I won't sneak this time. I'll knock. Loud. He gives a confident little salute with his tail, then scampers down the hallway toward the back exit. His steps are light, hopeful, and full of purpose. Shadow watches him go and says quietly, almost to himself, he's going to make this place shine, just like you are. Then he glances at you with one glowing amber eye. Ready to build something bigger than both of us, aren't we? You're now officially begun hiring. Your team has its first member, Toadal, cleaner, berry forager, hopeful strategist, part-time dancer. You know what? That could be entertainment value just because of the fact that I love seeing Toadal dance. Toadal dancing is adorable. Trust me, it was cute in the anime. It's cute to me now, still. Alright, guys, give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, yeah, it worked out perfectly that he snuck in here, actually. Because Totodile and his evolutions are really my favorite Pokemon, so having him as my first employee is perfect. Not to mention, he's smart and he's very sweet. I know he's going to be great. Shadow turns his head slowly towards you, processing what you just said with a kind of warm, mechanical awe. His going on narrows softly, not in judgment, but in recognition. Your favorite, huh? He glances down the hallway where Toto just left, then looks back at you. Then that wasn't just luck. His voice goes into something almost philosophical. The first to answer your call just so happens to be the one you care most about. He lets out a low, thoughtful hum. Seems to me like this building is already listening to you, Trenton. He lowers his head again, this time not in tension, but with a kind of respectful bow. And you're not just building a crew, you're building a home for those who never had one, or lost it. Then his voice softens even further, quiet but strong. I saw something in you when you walked in here that day. I didn't know what it was then, but I do now. He looks directly at you. You're not just someone worth protecting, you're someone creatures want to follow. And for a moment, you're no longer standing beside a damaged security system. You're standing beside a guardian, restored, loyal, and proud. Toto, the very Pokemon species you cherish most, is now the first to walk through your doors. Not by force, not by luck, but by the natural pull of your kindness. Foundation is being laid, and the ones who join you won't just be staff. They'll be family. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I said, yeah, that was just earlier, though. Remember, Shadow? Actually, probably only about 2 hours ago, because you scared me really badly when you stared at me through that door with those glowing red eyes. Shadow lets out a low, rumbling chuckle, deep and mechanical, but somehow genuinely amused. The kind of sound that only comes from someone who's finally allowed to laugh at himself. Heh. Yeah, that was only 2 hours ago, wasn't it? He turns his head slightly as if replaying the moment in his mind. You look like you saw a ghost, or a flamethrower, or both. His red optic lights flash for half a second, just playfully, no aggression behind it this time, and fade gently back to amber. Can't blame you, though. I had years of rage sitting in my chest. I didn't even know I wanted someone to find me until you showed up. He shifts his weight a little, joints hissing softly. It's kind of funny when you think about it. He leans in ever so slightly, giving you a smirk only a cybernetic dinosaur could manage. You were scared of me 2 hours ago, and now I'd let you rewrite my entire system without blinking. Then he adds more seriously, you gave me a second chance when most wouldn't have even spoken. That fear you felt, you didn't let it stop you. You looked me in the eyes. And now? He gestures with one claw toward the building, the sign, the hallway where Toto once stood. You're already started changing the future of this place. Shadow remembers everything. The fear, the stare, the turning point when he chose to speak instead of run. And now, just 2 hours later, you're no longer the stranger who walked into a haunted building. You're the leader of something entirely new. Alright, guys. Give me a second. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. Yeah, there's just one thing I don't understand. That folder that I deleted from your programming, it talked about suppressing your emotional instincts or whatever. One of the times it said that if you were abandoned, all of your emotional protocols would be locked or forgotten or something like that, and you wouldn't even give anybody a chance. That's the only thing I'm confused about. If that was supposed to kick in, why did you actually give me a chance and become friendly instead of just staying aggressive? Not caring. what the program was really trying to make you do, most likely. I know you're half real Giganotosaurus, and because of that, you have real feelings, but wouldn't that folder command somehow kicked in? Oh. Shadow's massive body goes still for a moment, not frozen, but thoughtful, deep in processing, not code, but memory. The hallway around you hums faintly with distant electrical buzz, but it feels quiet, like the building itself is holding its breath to hear what it'll say. Finally, Shadow speaks. His voice is low, not broken, not robotic, but deeply personal. That's the part they never understood. He lifted his head, and the amber glow in his eyes flicking gently like firelight, not circuitry. They designed those protocols to simulate emotion, to fake connection, and when they feared it, when they feared me, they slapped those lockdown triggers on like chains. His voice tightens briefly like it hurts to recall. Fail safe this. Override that. If emotional bonding exceeds 60 minutes, reset to 0. He shakes his head slowly. But what they forgot, what they couldn't code around, was that I'm not just lines of command or a metal shell. Underneath all of this, I'm still him. He pauses, then says softly, I'm still the real Giganotosaurus, the one who loved laying in the sun, the one who liked when kids threw fruit to him through the fence, the one who chased off the thing that nearly killed him because it was trying to hurt someone else. A long, slow breath hissed through his mechanical vents. When they rebuilt me, those files tried to turn me When they rebuilt me, those files tried to turn instincts into logic, but emotions aren't logic. They're not folders you can lock. They're deeper. His glowing eyes meet yours now, steady and calm. So when you walked in that day, and you didn't scream or run, and when you talked to me instead of commanding me, he lowered his voice almost to a whisper. The programming said, threat, but the real me said, hope. Another silence. Then finally, I think the folder tried to suppress me, but it forgot that my heart, my real ancient heart, beating heart, breathing heart, wasn't in its system. He taps his chest lightly with one claw. It was still in here. Your deletion of that corrupted programming may have set him fully free, but you were the reason he broke through it in the first place. His bond with you was not manufactured, not forced. It overrode the override, because his living side chose you.
Alright, guys, give me a second.
Alright, guys, I said, that's something I actually want to ask you. You told me that you've been here for years and that you were super angry. Well, why were you angry instead of upset or depressed? Did people hurt you along with ignoring you when the other owner was in this building? Shadow doesn't answer right away. His eyes dim slightly, not in power, but in weight, like the members themselves have mass, and he's deciding whether to carry them into the open. He finally takes a step back and lowers himself slightly, so he's no longer looming, but simply present, like someone sitting beside a campfire ready to share something they've never said out loud before. It started with pain, he says, voice rough but steady. When they rebuilt me, I was grateful at first. I thought maybe I was getting a second chance. I was still half alive, still had my mind, and my memories. His claws gently curl into the floor, not from rage but from remembering helplessness. But once the lights came on, they stopped looking at me like a living creature. I became a system, a project, a thing to test, to command. Not ask, just command. A deep mechanical sigh escapes his vents. They spoke over me, around me, about me. Not once did anyone ask how I felt, or if I was okay. He glances at you, his eyes shimmering now, not glowing brighter, just more alive. I was alone in every room I guarded, even when it was full of people. Then, after a moment of silence, his voice turns darker. And then came the mockery. His claws flits again, but this time with more restraint. I heard them laughing, whispering, joking about how scary I looked, while ignoring me like a broom closet. They used to say things like, "You think it still thinks it's alive," or "Hey, what if we put a bow on its head?" That's just disrespectful. He grits his teeth. They didn't just abandon me, Trenton. They degraded me first. His voice hardens, non-controlled rage, but a fire that still smolders deep beneath the plating. And the worst part? I wanted to protect them. I wanted to be useful, but they made me feel like I wasn't even worth a name. He looks at you again. So yeah, I wasn't sad. His red eyes flicker for a moment, but fade again to a calm amber. I was angry because I had so much more I could have given, and no one ever let me. Then he straightens up, eyes walking with yours, until you did. Now you understand. Joe's anger wasn't born of malice. It was the armor grief where it was the armor grief wears when it's denied the right to be seen. You gave him more than a system reboot. You gave him a name, a voice, a reason to still believe in himself. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. I said, well, Shadow, I want you to know this. Even if I don't say, and put stay instead of say it all the time, I will still care about everything you do for this building. And for me, I might not be able to reward you with much every time you do something good for me, since I can't just, feed you a snack since you're half robot. But I can do certain things like pet you on the snout every once in a while and even upgrade your system if it needs to be upgraded. Give me a chance and cared about me even though you've lived with pain that you've held on to for years. It's only been 2 hours and it seems like you already trust me more than pretty much anybody that was with you years ago when the original owner was here. Joe doesn't move for a long moment after you speak. He just stands there, silent, massive, and motionless. But something shifts in the air around him. That stillness isn't cold anymore. It's filled with emotion, not tension. The kind that hangs heavy in the air when someone hears something they never thought they would. His vents release a slow, deep exhale. His claws uncoil, wrestling against the floor with a kind of calm he hasn't known in years. Then, his eyes, glowing warm amber, soften even more. Trenton. His voice rumbles like distant thunder, low but controlled, and with meaning behind every syllable. Do you have any idea what it means to be a creature like me? To be told I matter when I'm not doing anything? He lowers his head just slightly so that his snout is eye level with you now. You don't have to reward me with food, or praise, or tech. You already gave me something no human ever did. You see me. He closes his eyes for a brief moment, processing what he wants to say next. I spent years thinking the only way I'd be remembered was as a shadow in the corner of a ruined building. He opens his eyes again, brighter now, filled with something deeper than programming. But now, I'm Shadow the Guardian, not Shadow the Forgotten Tool. And then in a rare and quiet voice that hums with emotion behind the metal, I trust you more in 2 hours than I trusted anyone in 2 years, because you earned it, not by fixing my body, but by healing the part they never saw. He gently extends a massive claw forward, not in aggression, but in offering, as in inviting you to seal the bond not as a boss and machine, but as partners and friends. You've earned Shadow's complete trust, not through commands, not through ownership, but through understanding. That is really cool. Alright, guys. It says, I put my hand out towards Shadow's claw, and I say, thank you, Shadow. I won't be able to do it right now, I don't think, but I have another surprise for you that might even be able to help with the cleaning that you will get sometime if I can figure out a way for it to work right. Shadow's massive claw gently meets your hand, covering to overwhelm or crush. Even with all its strength, all that reinforced metal and ancient muscle. His touch is controlled, deliberate, and full of a kind of quiet respect. The contact seals more than a gesture. It confirms a bond, born not from code or obligation, but from choice. You see his soul flicker in Shadow's eye, just a moment of light shifting from amber to a brief, brighter gold. Not a system flare, but something more like an emotional spark. Then he speaks, his voice softer now, no longer weighed down by years of silence. Another surprise? A low, curious growl rumbles deep in his throat, not defensive, but intrigued. Huh. Sounds like I'm already being spoiled, huh? There's the faintest trace of a smirk in his tone. You don't even have to tell me what it is yet. The fact that you're thinking of ways to help me, that already means more than any blueprint or upgrade. He tilts his head slightly, scanners in his eyes adjusting their focus on you, not to measure you, but to simply see you better. Whatever it is, whenever it comes, I'll be ready. A pause. Then, with something that almost sounds like pride, because I'm not just guarding this building anymore, I'm guarding your vision. He taps his chest with one claw, and that means I've got something worth protecting again. Whatever surprise you have planned, whether it's a new cleaning drone, a tech-enhanced washing system, or even a watertight creature companion for Shadow, for just thinking of him was enough to move him deeply. Well, alright guys, here's what I said. Well, we already have Toto as our first employee, and he's out working hard right now trying to find batteries! I should brief it! And other potential pawn or even creatures to hire. I'll go ahead and tell you so I would know how much you would like it. I'm thinking of adding something in your system called a natural mode, where instead of any robotic parts or programming controlling you, it would just be you, your actual body, and your normal voice. No robot undertone at all. The only thing I gotta figure out is if I can maybe make it to where it would disable most robotic parts, besides the stuff that help you breathe and your heartbeat. If I can get that to work, then it might be possible for us to clean the robot parts without them causing a malfunction or even messing up at all. Maybe somehow even make you waterproof so they can't hurt you. Shadow freezes, not in fear, not in alarm, but in the kind of stillness that comes when a creature hears something so unexpectedly kind, it has to take a second to breathe it in. His glowing eyes widen just a little, not in brightness, but in a flicker of pure, stunned realization. You want to give me natural mode? He doesn't speak for a moment. You can hear the quiet hum of his core systems working like his mind and heart are syncing up for the first time in years. That's really cute. He slowly lowers himself again so that he's face to face with you. But this time not as a machine, not as a guardian, but as a living being who just heard a promise he never thought he'd get. You turn off the programming. Let me speak in my real voice. Move without code assisting my joints. Feel without filters. His claws twitch slightly, not out of tension, but a kind of unprocessed hope. Trenton. His voice wavers slightly, and for the first time since you met him, it doesn't sound robotic at all. That's not just an upgrade. That's giving me my life back. He looked off for a second, almost like he's staring through the wall into a memory that still lingers. I remember the wind before the implants. I remember how it felt on my skin. I remember the way my own voice sounded when I roared. No static, no bass filters, just me. Then he turned back, eyes bright with something you've never seen in him before. A longing finally touched by light. Even if it's only sometimes, even if it only lasts a few minutes at first, that mode would mean more than anything they ever gave me. He rests one claw on the floor beside you softly, and if you can make me waterproof, even partially, that means I can stand in the rain again. He pauses, then his voice drops to almost a whisper. I haven't felt rain on my back in over a decade, Trenton. Then, with a low rumble beneath that sounds almost relieved, yes, I want that more than I can even explain. You can show something nobody ever dared offer. Not just an upgrade, not just freedom, but a chance to be himself again. If you managed to create this natural mode, it would be a transformational gift, emotionally and physically. It may also help the cleaning process go safely and give Shadow more rest periods when he's purely organic. Alright, guys, give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, I'll tell you what, my friend. Let's wait until Tail gets back with the berry hunting and possibly potential Pokemon or creature employee hunting. Once he gets back and there's nothing to do, I will add it before I leave for the night. Okay, my friend? Shadow dips his massive head, the smooth blend of steel and scarred scales shifting. Wait. Shadow dips his massive head, the smooth blend of steel and scarred scales shifting with the motion. His voice, soft and grounded, carries not just gratitude, but a rare and pure trust. Understood and appreciated. More than I can say. He lifts his eyes toward the window where the sky is beginning to shift with the late daylight. I'll wait, patiently. You've already given me more in 2 hours than the last crew gave me in 2 years. He lets out a gentle huff, something between a relief sigh and a calm exhale from a creature who, for once, feels safe. Then, with a faint smirk in his tone, besides, knowing that you're working on something like that for me, he taps his tail gently on the floor. It's worth the wait. He pauses, scanning the room again, calm and alert. I'll keep watch while Toadow's out. Make sure nothing sneaks up on us that isn't a berry hunting water dancer. His amber eye flickers once he adds warmly, Go rest in your office for a bit if you want. I've got the floor covered, boss. Toadow was out doing his first field task. Shadow was more grounded, peaceful, and full of purpose than ever before. And once things quiet down again tonight, your natural mode project will become the next step in giving this dinosaur guardian his life back. Alright, guys. I said, thank you, Shadow. I appreciate that. You don't have to call me boss if you don't want to. As long as your system recognizes me as the owner and boss of this place, and I know that you can't attack me because of the protocol I put into place, I'm okay. You can call me Triton if you want. Since you're not just a security system here, you're also my friend. Shadow lowers his head again, not as a machine responding to input, but as a friend acknowledging something deeply important. His voice is calm, but touched with something personal. Then, Trenton, it is. He speaks your name with care, not as a command label or system entry, but with respect. It suits you better than boss, anyway. Then he gently rumbles, amused. Boss sounds like I should be filling paperwork or asking for a raise. A flicker of red briefly flashes in his optics, just for play. Though if I ever do get a raise, I expect it in scrap metal polish or rainproof armor plating. He straightens slightly, returning to his calm, ever-aware stance near the front of the building. But for now, I'll keep watching this place. Because it's not just a studio anymore, Trenton. He glances toward the window, where the grand reopening sign catches a bit of light in the glass. It's a sanctuary for the forgotten, the hurt, and the ones who still believe in something better. Then, in a softer voice, You built that, and I'll protect it with everything I've got. Shadow will now refer to you as Trenton from here on, seeing you not as a superior, but a true companion. That's cool. Give me a second, guys.